Welcome to Too Many Chefs, episode 15. I'm your host, Devious Dave Rose, and thank you for joining us. As always, let's start off our show by showing our gratitude and appreciation for all those who have chosen to spend their time with us here today. So, I didn't send any alerts out, and we never know if YouTube is working right, so eventually people will start to file their way in. But we have Ronald Booth, Pure Evil Aru, aka Arushin Chu. Still don't know why people call you Arushin Chinchu. Never seen that you write it that way. We got Derailed News and Podcasts, aka Drew, who celebrated a 200th episode of his Derailed show. Be sure to check it out. I was on there for a little bit, and I did some good singing. We have It's the Costanza, Will Tactics, aka Tactics Attacks. Extreme Shaft, Jay Diz. And perhaps a few more will join us. In fact, I will send a link out to a few people now because they are well versed in the art of the wing. And I'm guessing they did not get the alert because usually on these sorts of things, especially on Too Many Chefs, they enjoy it, but they also curse me for making them so hungry. And I still need that warning at the beginning of the show to let people know that I'm not responsible for any hunger pangs that you might experience while viewing this show. So viewer discretion is advised. All right, so this is a topic that I enjoy very much, obviously cooking, but specifically the food that we're going to be discussing today, chicken wings. One of my favorite dishes, I would say, and what I love is actually I love cooking them. I love the variety that you can create. And there's a lot to basically discuss with chicken wings, and I look forward to the input that you guys might offer because chicken wings to me are very particular to flavor and taste of that person. So because our palates are so varied as we are, people have different preferences. One man's favorite flavor is another one's shit. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say, especially when I start to talk about some of the restaurants out there that offer wings that technically shouldn't, or who do such an abysmal job that you wonder why or how they're still in business. But, yeah, something that I enjoy to eat and something that I enjoy to make. And again, to me, variety. Taking one particular cut and then just going nuts. So let's get into the basics first and foremost. This is something that I believe is quite important to discuss, and it should be addressed because we're going to the basics of wings. So let me just find that image here for you. Thought I had it prepped. It's down the list. Okay, so let's look at the chicken first and foremost. Not exclusive to any group, ethnicity, or race, fowl has been consumed by man since time immemorial. And fowl tastes delicious when fried. I mean, it's definitely not exclusive to anybody. And the more serious question is, how can you hate fried chicken? How? How can anyone hate fried chicken? It's got fried, and it's got chicken. I mean, each of them on their own already is good, but you combine them together, and you're in heaven. So the chicken itself has all these components here. Let's start off in the bottom right. We got the rib, then the drumstick. That's where they walk on, people. For those that don't know what a chicken looks like after it's been butchered. There's the keel. There's the chicken thigh, all the way back there. And then there's what we're talking today, the chicken wing. So I'm going to go back to the chat here real quick. Ron Booth says, hot wings served best with cold beer and sports to watch. And Will Tactics says, you're speaking my language. We'll get to that. We'll get to that in a moment, Chad. We'll get to that in a moment. And that's where I'm going to need consultation, or at least input. So back to the breakdown here. So now that we know what we're talking about, the chicken wing, let's look at the parts of the chicken wing. And this is important to know, especially if you ever go to a restaurant where you get the option to choose what part of the chicken wing you get. Or if either you go to a specific butcher, or if you go to a grocery store that sells raw, uncooked chicken wings, sometimes you will find that certain cuts are available. So the drumette is very common, and that is looks like a mini drumstick. Hence the name drumette. In French, et means little small, or little, littler thing, It's like chiquita and chiquitita in Spanish, if you want to use that. I guess that's not the best example because most of you probably don't speak Spanish. Just understand that, it's indicating a smaller size. So now we come to my favorite part, the wingette, or flat. And I like the name flat, easier. It's one syllable, waste less time speaking about it. And that's just a common way that I've seen up here in Canada that it's referred to. It's, wings or flats, or drums or flats. Or they call it the midsection because it is technically the middle of the wing. And then finally, there's the tip, which is not served as chicken wings, but, they cut it off. Obviously, they don't waste anything. And they'll use it, as this graphic says, for example, for making stock. So let's just get back here to the chat. No, right there. And, let's go on and talk about... Let me just get a graphic up here that you guys will like. But let's talk about the origins of basically what we now refer to colloquially as chicken wings. Because really this has become a blanket term for what is known as a buffalo wing. And let's go to Wikipedia just so we can get, something fairly set when it comes to what's accepted about the chicken, or about the buffalo wing. So it's obviously been made popular in American cuisine. I mean, man, like I said, has been frying chicken since the beginning of time. But this particular type of wing became popular in America. When was it? In the 50s, I believe. So I'll get to that. So basically, according to Wikipedia, it is an unbreaded chicken wing, either the flat or the drumette, and it's generally deep fried, and then you either coated or dipped in a sauce containing vinegar-based cayenne pepper hot sauce, melted butter, and it's mixed together prior to its serving. So, as we all know, they're traditionally served with celery, sometimes with carrot sticks as well, and with blue dressing. But apparently, I learned that ranch dressing apparently is the most popular sauce or dipping sauce for wings in America. And I don't know. I mean, ranch sauce isn't bad and all, but there's something about a spicy wing that's cooled off with some good blue cheese. My stomach's starting to actually rumble now. I need to. I'm not even responsible for making myself hungry. This is crazy. All right, so basically the story is that it originated in Buffalo, and the story is that apparently at the Anchor Bar, which is what Chad was referring to earlier, it was run by Teresa Bellissimo. and her husband Frank. So there's several different stories that go. It's a myth sort of thing, and there's no real one story that can be verified as being the actual one. So there's variations of it. So apparently at this time, chicken wings were very inexpensive and they weren't really desired. So, excuse me, most people would use them for either stock or for soup. Now, the story goes that apparently there's three variations of the story. The first one is that apparently there was an unannounced late night visit by their son Dominic, as well as several friends from his college, to their restaurant. So she needed a fast and easy way to create a snack for her guests. And then she came up with the idea of deep frying chicken wings, which were normally thrown away or reserved for the stock, and then tossing them in cayenne hot sauce. So, according to her son, the story is that, at least he said this in 1980. So it was a Friday night, and since people were buying a lot of drinks, he wanted to do something nice for them at midnight when the mostly Catholic patrons would be able to eat meat again. So he stated his mother came up with the idea of the chicken wings. Sorry, give me a second here. There we go. And the last story is that there was some sort of misdelivery of wings instead of backs and necks, which was what the bar used to make spaghetti sauce. So, faced with this unexpected resource, Frank told his wife, "Just do something with them." So that's the urban legend that goes around, or the three that go around it. And I found it very interesting because Wikipedia goes on to say, and I've heard this before in food documentaries and such, but although an article published about Anchor Bar in a local newspaper during 1969 does not mention buffalo wings, a local competitor of Anchor Bar, Duff's, the other one that Chad is talking about, began selling buffalo wings in that year. So there's another claim in relation to this is that John Young, who moved to Buffalo from Alabama in 1948, began serving uncut chicken wings that were breaded, deep fried, and served in his own special tomato-based mambo sauce at his Buffalo restaurant beginning in 1971. Prior to the opening of his restaurant, he had a conversation with the boxer who traveled, and in a later interview, Young recalled, "He told me that there was a restaurant in Washington, D.C. that was good at business with wings, and I decided to specialize." In the same interview, Young stated that the Anchor Bar didn't offer buffalo wings as a regular menu item until 1974. He registered the name of his restaurant, John Young's Wings and Things, at the county courthouse before leaving Buffalo in 1970. So that's an interesting thing. I'm going to go back to the chat here because I want to see what people are saying here. We got the Nine God himself, Nicky Nines here, and I'm sure he knows a lot about wings. In the Philippines, chicken wings are a very popular thing, and there's wide variation in regards to their preparation and what they're coated with and so forth. So let's go back to the chat here. So I wanted to refer to this. So this is what Chad was saying. Anchor Bar may have created it, but Duff's on Sheridan perfected it. And then he just said in the chat, Duff's on Sheridan is the original Duff's. So I guess that he has, and Chad says, that's blasphemy. In Buffalo, they don't do ranch. The article seems to indicate that outside of New York, blue cheese is popular, but I don't know why ranch would be popular. I don't know. Yeah, especially for buffalo wings, because that's actually something I want to speak about now, is that people need to understand that although we're talking chicken wings right now, it is a generic term, but a lot of the time when people say chicken wings, they're referring to buffalo wings. So basically there's a difference between the two, between buffalo sauce and hot sauce. So the buffalo sauce is just, like what we're talking about wings, is just one type of hot sauce. Now, obviously, hot sauce is just a general term. It could be made of anything. There's, cayenne type hot sauce. There's habanero, jalapeno, all different types. And, even Tabasco and such, that sort of thing. So there's different types of hot sauces, but buffalo is obviously one of them. The difference is, though, that It basically comes with more cayenne pepper in it, so it actually distinguishes its flavor from other hot sauces. And they do add other distinguishable sort of flavors and such um, with the buffalo hot sauce, so as to make it sort of varied from just a regular hot sauce that you can just, Tabasco, just pop it on there. And to be quite honest, plain Tabasco on a wing, not my idea of good stuff. But the mixture of, the buffalo sauce can definitely accentuate a wing. And I think it's great either on breaded, fried uh, wings or, baked. They're both great methods, and we'll get to methods of making these in a moment here. Let me get back to the chat. Um, Derailed says, if I use sauces, it's ranch or blue cheese. However, just like a good steak, if you do your wings right, you don't need sauce. Very true, too, actually. I was going to get to that as well. Says Will Tactic says, I'm getting wings for dinner now. I was actually thinking of doing that today, but it's like -20 outside, so no, I'm not going. But wanted to get back here in regards to buffalo sauce because there is a difference, and there's mixtures that specific types of ingredients that are added um, to the buffalo sauce, which actually makes it unique. And it isn't just, putting Frank's Hot or Red Hot on there. Um, there's additional peppers, sometimes salt. It really depends on how you want to make it, but there's other ingredients as well that you can add that will, again, give you a nice, good tasting, spicy buffalo sauce. Garlic powder is also, used by some people. Some people use some butter in there as well, as I read earlier. That is apparently, according to Wikipedia, the traditional method of doing so. But you can find a lot of different a lot of different recipes for buffalo sauce out there, and very often it is used on things like chicken wings. But you can also have it on, say, for example, breaded chicken breast and put that in a sandwich. So, or even these boneless wings that aren't even wings; they're just little nuggets. But they douse those in buffalo sauce, and they come out good too. Let me just check back with the chat here. Chad says Rudy's is the staple of blue cheese for wings in Buffalo. Interesting. Never heard of that brand before. And then Chad says some people make their own blue cheese. It's an art. Yes, I've read a lot that there are many places that just make their own blue cheese, and it might not be inexpensive to do that, especially if you're getting good quality ingredients and so forth. But you're getting fresh, ingredients, and definitely, you can taste the difference between that and something that was bottled or canned or whatever. So let me get back to the images here, show you something a little bit different. But the sauce is, obviously something that defines the wing quite often. And Drew does make a good point. For example, I make, in my opinion, an amazing lemon pepper dry rub. And I bake them. And they come out so tender, so juicy, and it just falls off the bone. And it really was just a little more than a little bit of lemon juice, salt and pepper, and that's it. That's it. Nothing more. And damn do they come, well, a little bit of olive oil, actually. You got to, get them a little bit, greased up. But wow, just so good. And actually talking about that, let me show an image. This was the last time, no, This was actually the second last time I made wings. So I just didn't take a picture of the last time. But here are three different types, three different kinds, as I like to say, you know, in honor of one of my favorite Pink Floyd songs called Pigs, three different kinds. So obviously we have our delicious and nutritious carrots and celery with a big little ramekin there of blue cheese. On the left, we have one of my favorite hot sauces out there, which is the Pepper North Momento de Muerte. Absolutely delicious. I've talked about it several times on this show, and apparently there were several Americans that were thankful for me to share that information with them. They do ship to the States, but they are a Canadian company. They were featured on Hot Ones, and Shaq thought he could take the heat. No, but he couldn't. He couldn't take that heat, and that was a great scene as well. So those are those wings. In the middle are is the recipe that I'm just gushing about, is my lemon pepper chicken. And yeah, just so simple and yet so delicious. And on the right, that was actually a hot honey mustard blend. And that actually was quite good. The hot honey was much hotter than I thought. But it gave it a nice, especially with mustard, and I'm drooling again. And, whether it be with pork or with chicken, utilizing mustard actually just really gives it a great taste, very, like, somewhat sharp, somewhat earthy, but also just a little bit of a spice. It's a, I don't know the best way to describe it, but it really gives it a nice a nice flavor, and with the honey, it sort of balances that out. So yeah, that was really enjoyable. I enjoyed that meal very much. And problem with wings is I can eat a lot, and when you've got good wings, you just keep consuming them. So as we can see here, there's a big variety of wings that you can get out there, and there's so many variations. I mean, there's garlic parmesan. Now, I'm not a fan of the garlic parmesan wings, but I know a lot of people that are. I know a lot of people that really enjoy them, and well, they're found quite often on a lot of different menus. So clearly, they are quite popular. There's Nashville Hot, apparently, which I haven't tried. And from what I hear, it's even spicier than regular buffalo sauce. So, and as we've seen, in the last few years, the whole Nashville Hot sauce and sandwiches and chicken that's associated with that has seemed to make a big jump in the market. So, whether it be Chick-fil-A's sandwich or Popeyes or whoever's, it seems to have caught on a lot, and that particular sauce is one that is being adopted by many people when it comes to using it for their chicken. Let's just get this to graphic here. So we're talking about sauces. I wanted to talk about sauces for a bit before we go to different methods of making them. But yeah, I showed this image earlier, and these are 4 common ones. So the one prominent in the middle there at the bottom is, sort of a buffalo sauce, spicy one. On the left, you have sort of a teriyaki or soy sauce. It could be a sweet soy sauce, and I've seen that very popular as well for wings. On the far right, you've got what looks like a sweet Thai chili sauce, like a glaze almost. And yeah, that's also a very popular method from what I've seen. At the top, you've got honey, probably honey garlic, or maybe just honey glazed. And on the left, I can't really tell what that is. Maybe it's a honey mustard or some sort of mustard sauce. But mustard for wings is actually something that is quite common, and you can see it based on menus. Let's get back to the chat here. Check people quick. We got Tactics, who knows this stuff, I believe, and he says Nashville hot hits you late. You don't feel the spice till you're halfway through the meal. Ooh, it's a creeper. Interesting. So when you eat, say, a chicken sandwich with this Nashville hot sauce, it doesn't feel spicy, or is it that it just gets spicier and spicier as as more time passes? Yes, Tactics. Take notes on Pepper North. They are great. They've got actually, well, I'm getting. See, the problem is I love fucking wings, and I could talk about them forever. So let's go back on course here because we could be talking about all different aspects. I'm going to show you some sauces, okay, and then we're going to show you some Pepper North sauces. If I can just get to them, come on, man. Okay, well, there we go. Okay, so these are the ones that I found are 2021's most popular hot sauces in America. And, they apply these also for wings. Because although buffalo wings are a specific thing, that doesn't prevent you from just using hot sauce if you want. And it is a common thing, and you can even add more stuff to it. But we're seeing a lot more of these hot sauces that are geared towards wings, but they're not necessarily buffalo sauce. Like this Louisiana hot sauce right there, fourth from the left. I've heard a lot of things about that one. I hear it's very popular and it's quite common, and it's quite hot. So I want to know if any of you Americans recognize a brand that you like amongst those, and you've got any thoughts on them. And then there's Louisiana sauce. Apparently, again, is a particular type of hot sauce which differs from obviously Nashville or Buffalo. So something to consider when it comes to spices. And I might have to do a show. Well, I will eventually do a show based on what Nicky Nines had suggested, which he wanted to see, which was based on herbs and spices. But might have to include a section there on hot sauces, because I do like to make hot sauces, and it's just the variation that you can create. Well, that goes in general for any hot sauce, for any sauce really. But okay, so back to the graphics here. Let's show you. Pepper North range. Now, you have from left to right, it's weakest to hottest. And I'll explain in a moment. We got Derailed News and Podcast says, tobacco is my favorite. Louisiana is solid as well. So, Derailed, you're telling me that you actually like Tabasco sauce right on the wings. Nothing, no other variation of it, no making into buffalo sauce. You just use Tabasco right on the sauce. So, this graphic here, Northern Lights. I wanted to actually get the description here, so bear with me here. I can't remember which one this was made from, the green one. I think it's jalapenos, but I'm going to have to confirm here for you. Oh, it's a salsa verde with roasted peppers. And the next one is Solar Flare. So that's smoked pineapple with habanero peppers. Never tried that one, but that actually sounds really good. Then there's No Joke, which is the original recipe they came out with ghost peppers. Haven't tried that one. I actually just jumped the ball and went, to Momento de Muerte. I'll tell you in a minute why. Then we got the blueberry with scorpion peppers, and that sounds like really good. I've heard they actually say some people like it on ice cream, but I think that might go good on pork. Pork. Something tells me that the sweetness of the hot of this particular sauce would probably go really well with pork. We got Momento de Muerte, which is black cherry with Reaper peppers. Now, this one I love, absolutely love. Um, I probably like it a lot just for the fact that it uses apple cider vinegar as opposed to white vinegar. So, like Frank's Red Hot, for example, uses white vinegar. And first, it upsets my stomach. And second, I don't like the taste of it. It's too aggressive. And I think it actually takes away from all the spices and flavors of the sauce. But Momento de Muerte does it perfectly. And you can actually taste black cherry. And you can taste, it's amazing. It's an amazing flavor. And that's the one that's my go to. Now that you have, and then the final one is just called Stargazer, and it's ultra hot sriracha style. Now, I am not a fan of sriracha at all. It's probably again the white vinegar that they use in it, but it's just not. It's not something I like one bit. I think it like even a little squirt of sriracha onto anything I think ruins the entire thing. Not a fan at all. So I don't see a reason for me to even get that. But I do know that sriracha on wings is popular with quite a few people. And there's quite a few restaurants that actually do serve either plain sriracha or some sort of derivative of it in combination with other flavoring to act as a coating or topping for their wings. Now, back to the chat here. I just want to catch up. Derailed says, Tabasco is my favorite. Oh, I read that. He says, correction, I was speaking of those sauces generally, not specifically to wings. For wings, I prefer Louisiana. Okay, got it. So there's a problem about talking about hot sauces. We could just, find a tangent here and just keep going that way. So he says, the moment of death. Yeah, momento de muerte means that. And it's just so good. It's just so good. And it's hot, man. It's really hot. And I'm definitely not one of the biggest. I like spice, but not hot, stupid spice where it's just like, we're just going to make this so painful that it'll burn through your jaw. No, they actually take interest in putting good quality ingredients in there and mixing up the different styles and so forth. So, each of one of these is quite unique in its own way. And even the peppers are specific to them. But yeah, that scene with Shaq on Hot Ones where he thinks that he can take it and then he can't. It's just hilarious. I think it's been made into a meme where you can see his face, and it looks like he's in some serious pain. So I want to actually see if I can find that pic real quick. Yeah, this is the face he makes when he eats it. I'm just going to put this up, give these guys commercials. Well, actually, I'll let you guys keep the logo in there. You guys can send me a royalty check. But yeah, this is the face he made when he tried my favorite, Momento de Muerte. So if the big man has trouble with that, it's something good. So yeah, hot sauces obviously relate to buffalo sauce, which is how this whole thing started. Buffalo sauce on buffalo wings created this trend in America that just started to create a lot more chicken places. And apparently in 1977, the city of Buffalo actually officially issued an official proclamation celebrating Anchor Bar co-owner Frank Bellissimo and declared July 29 to be Chicken Wing Day. So apparently through the 70s and 80s, because this became quite popular at bars and stuff, it started to gain popularity as bar food and appetizers across the United States and Canada. So you got big places now that exist like Buffalo Wild Wings, Hooters, Wing Street, and quite a few more actually. Ones that I'm not familiar with because they're in America. But like Wingstop, for example, I mentioned the Pizza Hut related company, which is Wing Street. Apparently, Zaxby's. I've heard of Zaxby's. Chili's apparently serves them. Applebee's and Wing Zone. These are the more, I guess, popular ones. But we all know that pizza places send wings and shit too. So you can't necessarily trust them for their methods. You want to go for something a little more traditional. Jada says, back from the chicken wing talk, business handled. Derailed says, if the pepper is so hot that the flavor is lost, I will pass on it as well. These sauces do help to make the respective flavors of the peppers to shine. These sauces do help to make the respective flavors of these peppers to shine. I think you got too many twos in there. But yeah, that's also, it's, I mean, Drew and I are quite fervent on it. Same with the steak, is that a good steak does not need anything but a little bit of salt. That's it. And yeah, just like with wings, is that you don't need to go overboard with flavorings and that relates obviously to sauces as well, is that, you know, if it's supposed to complement whatever it is that you're adding to, it can't overwhelm it. If not, you've just failed the whole purpose of it. So I do agree with that. And you can make a very hot sauce that also doesn't overwhelm the palate. So now let's move on to a very serious philosophical question, which is, how do you make your chicken wings? Because I don't think there's a wrong way to make them. Because I'm talking now about the world of chicken wings. Yes, do I like buffalo wings? Yes. Not the big fan of a lot of the sauces that they use, because again, a lot of them are based with Frank's Red Hot, and it's just like, no, just either make it yourself or just give up. Because I could probably make a better a better buffalo sauce. But the question is, how do you like them made? We've got baked, we've got grilled, we got fried. We've got, I think, Costanza still in the chat, who is quite the proponent for the air fryer, which I do not have, never have tried one. So I don't know how it results, apart from his fanboy posts on Instagram, you know, cheering that he's got an air fryer and that, oh, look at him, la-di-da, blah, blah, blah. But, and yes, Will Tactics actually figured out because it was a riddle, all of the above. There's something to say about each method of cooking them. Now, baked, I like it. You get very good even cooking. It's not, you know, and you can control it very well. There's so much that you can do with baking, and it's really healthy for you too. I very much enjoy that, you know. But you can make them delicious even well baked. And it's just one of the many different options, obviously. But hey, maybe it's summertime and it's extremely hot in the house. And, you know, there's a nice breeze outside. Maybe you can get your barbecue going because it's under a tree or something and there's some shade. And, well, what's better than, you know, grilling? And this is obviously the way we've been making food since we were, you know, unevolved. So with grilling, it takes, I grill with charcoal, so there's a challenge in there. When it comes to propane, it's a little bit better in the sense of cooking time. But because you have heat only coming from one location, and even if you do close the lid, you're still going to have uneven heating, which means because you have something that's raw and uncooked, and it has a bone in, which will drive cooking times longer, you're going to have to, you know, rotate them. And the most important thing, because there's, at least with charcoal, you don't have that much control over, you know, the process of the burning of the charcoal. especially if you don't use briquette, which I don't. You know, I just use the wood. I can't remember what they're called exactly, but it's like wood chunk. Um, it's not the little briquettes that are made, you know, with extra chemicals in them to make them light, which you can taste in the food after. So because of that, the uneven nature of the fire, that you have to keep it stoked and you've got to keep, you know, the heat going, it takes more time. But it's nice to be outside. This works especially well when it's hot inside, and, you know, baking or even frying in a kitchen during summertime, not the most fun. Um, Either, even if you do have the air conditioner on, it just fills it just fills the entire kitchen with so much heat. Um, and then fried. Well, fried is the traditional. Fried, like I said earlier, nobody owns fried chicken. It belongs to everybody because everybody loves it. And if you don't, there's something weird with you. So, I mean, anything fried is awesome, but fried with chicken, it's beautiful. And the interesting thing is you can also do different methods of cooking when it comes to fried. So, buffalo wings are traditionally not breaded, okay? However, you can create breaded chicken and then fry it. And oh, we already know how great that stuff is. I mean, look at the popularity of Popeyes, KFC, Churches, and there's obviously quite a few as well. But it's you can really make these delicious adaptations to fried chicken wings. And then I'm going to show an image of this while I drool over my keyboard. So, and then we've got, come on, where is it? Damn you. Okay, good job, Dave. Good job. Damn it. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this is our buttermilk chicken, and I've made these, and they're good. They're real good. Now, it's not traditional, and buttermilk, you know, buttermilk chicken, what I've seen, is mostly reserved for chicken breasts, maybe drumsticks, um, not necessarily wings, you know, strips and such. But I know that obviously they're popular in many places in America and Canada. So buttermilk chicken on its own, and that's going to have to be another episode just talking about chicken. But wow, what a great invention. Buttermilk chicken. It's just sublime. Absolutely sublime. Let me go to, so we're talking about different methods, obviously, of cooking and what they will look like. So fried buttermilk, oh, looks awesome. But let's take a look at, this is this is a baked chicken wing with, a lemon pepper type dry rub. And if you can, if you're cooking it right, it won't get, the skin won't get too crispy. The flesh itself won't dry out, and it'll actually be juicy and fall off the bone. I remember back to that the second last time I made wings, where I made those lemon pepper wings, and oh my God, they came out so good, so good. They fell off the bone there, and good quality wings too. They were large. And damn, they came out so good. Now, obviously, I'm going to say something everyone already knows, is that you can't eat these with a fork and knife. You've got to use your hands. There's really no other way for you to be able to get all the flesh off the bone without using your hands. And it's just one of those things that, yeah, it's a little bit messy, but, we weren't born with forks and knives. We've used our hands, and it's not a big deal. That's why it's always good to have some napkins, maybe some water with some lemon in it, and you can wash your hands and clean them off fairly easily. But to eat a chicken wing properly, you're going to have to get dirty. And yeah, some people don't like that. Some people don't like using their hands to eat, for example. And like, just as a slight, you know, a slight side option here, a side bar, as Wire likes to say. Oh man, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, you know, similar to ribs, for example. You could probably eat ribs with a fork and knife, much better than you could with chicken wings, but more often than not, you're just basically using your hands to eat ribs. And I mean, it's just the way it is. You want to enjoy something like that, you're going to have to use your hands, especially if you want to get the most off the bone. You know, it's going to take you a long time if you use a fork and knife. And you know what? You know, many of us here, we enjoy actual food and fresh ingredients as opposed to a certain amphibian that would rather have a pink goo chicken product, in quotations, that comes from, say, McDonald's or some other place and claim, yeah, I ate chicken. And that certainly is not chicken. There might be remnants of what was a chicken at one point in there, but that's not chicken. So, beautiful baked wings in that picture there. But there's also this. Look at the different methods here. And this is, again, something that just makes me passionate. The different methods of cooking just with baking alone. So this image that I'm going to show you shows different ways of you know, having your wings prepared and what they will look like by using these different methods. Excuse me. Excuse me. So, starting on the left, rice floured plus roasted. So, you can bake your wings without tossing them in any sort of flour or any baking powder, which is common with both baked and fried. But this is just showing the different you know, variations and the looks and so forth, and you can see the crust on them. So on the left, rice floured, which is interesting, using rice flour, and roasted. Then steamed and roasted. That's interesting. That's probably, well, I mean, it might be juicy, but it probably, you know, because it was steamed, it probably is going to fall off right off the bone. Now, dry brined and roasted. You can see the nice crust on that. That looks real good. Coated in baking powder, that's what I was just telling you, and then baked. So you can see that there is a difference on how they come out. It gives it a little bit more of a crust on the outside. And by utilizing either flour or baking powder, you can affix additional things to it if you want to make it crustier or crunchier, more breaded and so forth. Then there's parboiled and roasted. Never tried that before. Baked on a cooling rack. Interesting. You don't see much browning on that. Then flour and roasted. And finally, wet brined and roasted. Now that might sound, that might be good. In fact, no, that probably is good. I like the sound of it because wet brining, I think, just really does a service to certain foods and just makes your job a lot easier. Wet brining pork chops or anything pork related, but specifically chops or medallions, it just prepares them perfectly for anything, whether it be you're going to be baking them in the oven, you're going to be frying them on stovetop, you're going to be barbecuing them. The brining process does wonders to pork. And I've never tried it, to my knowledge, with maybe I've had it in the restaurant where somebody, like where chicken was brined or something, but have I ever brined my chicken wings and then roasted them? No, I have not. So that's an interesting thing. I know that it'll definitely tenderize the meat itself and probably allow for a lot of the juices to come forth as soon as you bite into it. So, and yeah, I have not stopped drooling since I started talking about this, so I do apologize. Let's go to this one here. So this is also something that seems to have become somewhat common in North America. And, it's not necessarily traditional, but at least in America, it seems to be a common way of doing things in the rest of the world. So, a garlic soy sauce mix with sesame seeds on there. And I've made that before. And yeah, it's not bad. You can I added honey as well, so honey soy with garlic as well. So it's stuck a lot more to there. And very similar to like North American honey garlic and stuff. But yeah, it wasn't bad at all. The sesame seeds add a nice flavoring to it. A lot of the times they use Spanish onions or green onions, as they're also called, and cut little strips of them and toss them over it. And yeah, that definitely does sort of awaken the flavor. It sort of gives it a nice fresh flavor. But the soy and the honey definitely provide both the sweet and sort of the sour or salty to provide a very nice combination between the two. Let's get another image here for you. Just quickly, I'll show this, is that these are some popular ones in North America: honey barbecue, pineapple teriyaki, sriracha, and blue cheese. And as of last year, it was estimated by the National Chicken Council of America that Americans will eat 1.42 billion chicken wings during the Super Bowl. We'll see what that is like and what it's in it this year, which I believe in February is when you guys have your foosball championship world title event, where you don't have any other teams other than Americans. So yeah, it's not really world anything. Oh, hold on a sec. Nobody cares about you. All right, let's. Oh, is that another? Okay, hold on a second. Nope. There you go. Goodbye. It's. I believe it's. What's his name? Mike from Syracuse, who's so obsessed with me. You know. When are you gonna have that triple heart attack? All right, so let's go back here. So these are breaded and fried, and to me, eating as well also requires a nice variation on texture, and a crunchy breaded wing obviously has a different texture than one that is plain, but that's the spice of life, variation. And there's something to say about a breaded, fried chicken wing. It's so, I guess, common in, I guess, North American society, whether it be a bar food or a food that you would have during, again, a sporting event. To me, that's always what stuck with me, is that a sporting event, like watching from home and such. I'm not going to try to do this in the stands, but watching from home, and like for example, for me, it's the Grey Cup, right? Canadian foosball. But I like to prepare a nice, large meal, I guess, if you want to call it that, but of these types of food that I associate with sporting events, and so it's comfort food, I guess, and it's just like bar food. It's what you're doing when you're enjoying some time watching some sports and drinking some beer. Again, Will Tactics agrees with that statement as well. Is that cold beer, hot wings, and some good sporting events are quite enjoyable. So for me, whether it have been some sort of wrestling pay-per-view or the Grey Cup, or even some sort of UFC fight. Uh, that's something I've always at least considered about my food when it came to watching that event. So, because yeah, it's just I like sitting back and just eating my wings and watching a sporting event. I don't know. I guess that's just the way I've been programmed. But let's get back here to some images. This is beautiful as well. Some nice buffalo wings, and you can see the sauce itself. And again, I have to apologize. I am like constantly starting to salivate. Okay. Um, See, I even did it to myself today. So yeah, it looks like some good chunky blue cheese. I don't know if you guys like chunky blue cheese or, you know, just creamy or somewhere in the middle. This looks a little bit more in the middle. I've seen chunky blue cheese where it's like, no, I could that's like, I mean, if it was small enough, it would be like climbing a mountain. It's just all boulders and shit. No, there's got to be some creamy smoothness to it. And that's another reason why blue cheese is one of the most popular sauces or dipping sauces, is the fact that it helps not only vary up the flavor, it actually sort of alleviates the heat that's caused by the cayenne, because it apparently absorbs the capsaicin, is pronounced properly. And here, I'll read from Wikipedia again. Um, so, okay, hold on. Blah, blah, blah. Traditionally, buffalo wings are served with small sticks of celery, sometimes with carrot sticks and blue cheese dipping sauce on the side. Ranch dressing, however, is the most popular wing dipping sauce in the United States. Again, I still don't get it. These sides act not only as a dip, but as a cooling element for those eating particularly spicy wings, due to the fat content of the dips acting as a solvent and taking away the hydrophobic capsaicin. I always trip up on that word. When swallowing. Now that, by the way, capsaicin is the primary ingredient in, bear mace, bear spray, the stuff that the police use on people, the pepper spray. In fact, the pepper spray is stronger than the stuff that is for bear spray. That's nutty. The bear spray is supposed to stop a charging bear, and the cops have something even more powerful than that to work on you. Yeah. So, acts as a solvent, and when swallowing, which would otherwise cling to the tongue and maintain the burning sensation, which some of us actually like. But regardless, it's a great combination of flavor as well. You've got that sort of nutty, salty, bitter. The cheese man's in the chat right now, he's going to have to describe the best way to, explain blue cheese flavor. But its combination with this hot, spicy sauce not only cools you down, but it just, the combination of flavors is just, they complement each other. Man, I'm really starting to salivate here. Shout out to, no, he just got in here. Okay, Steve Killan, who got no notification. Leaping Lizard says, my stomach can't handle super spicy, so when I order my wing flavors are teriyaki, sweet sesame, lemon pepper, or garlic parmesan. Yeah, we talked about that. And lemon pepper I was going on and on about. Shout out to Mars Mirror in the chat. I make a good recipe for that. But I did discuss it. I'm not a fan of garlic parmesan, despite the fact that there are many, excuse me, god damn it, I'm fucking gassy today. There are many people out there that do enjoy garlic parmesan. There's something about I don't know, the parmesan, it's a little salty. I think that's the problem. That when I've tried this, the garlic parmesan style wings, they were just way too salty due to the parmesan. So yes, we've got this beautiful image of wings, buffalo wings. See a little lemon in water there to get your hands all clean. And let me get to this other image here. Okay, so it's also popular to have barbecue sauce with wings. Now, obviously not traditional in the normal sense. To my knowledge, I do believe that in the South it is. Uh, and I'm curious. I'm curious as to, you know, your thoughts on that sort of thing. I've tried barbecue sauce, and that term is just so blanket. Like, there's obviously so many different styles of barbecue sauce. I've tried barbecue sauce on wings, and it's not bad. I mean, yeah, it's got a nice a smoky, tasty feel. But I don't know. There's something to me about barbecue sauce that seems better suited for ribs, for example. Um, I don't know. I like my wings either sweet or spicy. Um, in the chat, we've got Derailed. It says spicy and salty is what they're supposed to say. I'm not a fan of the term spicy with blue cheese, though. Okay, so how would you define it? It says iron-like to me, more accurate. Yeah, but there's got to be a gastronomical term that isn't utilizing, you know, an element like iron. There's got to be something a little more refined. If we had Gabe Rodriguez here, I'm sure he would tell us. I did message him because I would love to hear what he's had to do with when it comes to wings. Because I can't imagine one of those, you know, a bar who gets 12, guys that, are going to watch the game. They reserve a table and they're just, ordering plate after plate of chicken wings. And sometimes these places have, their wing night and 50 cents a wing or something like that. And some people can really pack them in. So I'm very curious as to what that chaos is in the kitchen when it comes to that. And, how you deal with that. Back to the chat, we've got Leaping Lizard says, I'm late because I never got a notification, so I'm rewatching the stream at 1.75 times speed. Does that mean I should talk really fast so when you get to this point, it's going even faster? And you Chaz says, try good buffalo sauce mixed with a smoky barbecue sauce. They call it hot barbecue. It's actually really good. See, that I think I could do. I mean, well, you put it in front of me, I'll eat it. But in regards to my agreeance to it, yeah, I'm sure it can work. Adding a little smoke to a buffalo sauce definitely does add to that. So I can see that. And in fact, we're going to get to a few menus of some places here in Canada, because that's all I can reference here, and get your opinions on these types of sauces. Because yeah, they do have that specifically, although they might call it something different on the menus I'm looking at. But yes, mixing buffalo sauce with some sort of smoky barbecue sauce. Jay Diz says, blue cheese is the way to go with dipping. Sauce for all wings, not anything else. Not a fan of ranch. It depends on how you make the wings. Some wings, for example, maybe an Asian fusion wing, might require sweet chili sauce, because it's maybe it's a really hot spicy sauce, and the sweet chili sauce has chilies obviously and has a little bit of spice, but sort of the sweet factor helps counteract the heat from the wing. My God, I must have drilled like a liter out right now. All right, back to the images as we're talking about the different methods, styles, and preparation types. We've talked about baking them. Oh, this is a good one. This is actually complements what we're talking about, but I just want to make sure we've got all those. Well, before we do that, look at this spread. Look at this spread. I mean, that just looks like heaven to me. All those different wings, and it's just an amazing photo, I gotta say. I mean, again, the variety. That's what I love, the variety. The different Again, you're taking the same thing. It's just a chicken wing, and you're making a world out of it. All different flavor experiences, all different texture experiences. Yeah. All right, let's go to that one I was just about to show. Where did I put that? All right. So obviously, the next course of action is, since we've discussed, or at least um, philosophized, I believe. We got to talk about sides, because although, and I find it funny, Wikipedia actually says that this is both a appetizer and a main. Um, yeah, they are both, but I mean, if I'm going to invest in chicken wings, it's not going to be as a side. I mean, am I going to have a burger and a side of wings? No. Maybe a pizza and a side of wings, maybe a rack of ribs with a side of wings, but if I want wings, I'm getting pounds of it. I can down 2-3 pounds of wings, no problem. And I did that several times. I'll buy a tray of wings. It's like kilogram and a half, I think. I think that comes out to 2-3 pounds. But yeah, I've calculated it comes between 2 to 3, depending on the size of the tray. And I'll eat every single motherfucking one of them. So I think I've got a problem. I got to call Chicken Wing Anonymous and see if maybe they can help me out. But back to this, I saw a comment in the chat. Jada says, college national, or as Dave says, American title game for football is tonight. This wing discussion has made me want wings, so guess that's what I'm having tonight. I did that to Will as well. So Will Tactics also realized the situation, and the hunger pangs are too much. So he's going to satiate his desire for wings tonight while watching your game. And what is this? College national. So this is the college team's final, or is this? Oh, it's okay. I was thinking basketball for some reason. So it's a football game, a foosball, a hand egg, American gridiron, and it's college. So is this a playoff? Is this a final game? Is this their Super Bowl? You got to explain it to a Canadian. So, obviously, and this is now actually quite pertinent because it seems to have infected 2 individuals in the chat who will be getting wings tonight. So, the next question is, well, what do you serve with your chicken wings? What exactly do you guys think is good to serve with chicken wings? And perhaps maybe Jade and Will can suggest what they will be having tonight with their chicken wings. Now, obviously, remember, since we're using our hands for chicken wings, you're going to probably have access to other finger foods or anything that you use your hands with. So it's the final game, apparently, according to Jadis. It's their Super Bowl. All right. Well, good luck to your favorite local sports team. Go Argos. So yeah, on this image here, you've got salads, for example. You've got vegetables, and for example, for a Super Bowl party, which you can check out my previous Too Many Chefs episode. Finger foods are quite popular, especially these sort of vegetable platters. And if you are having wings, especially if they're spicy, this is the perfect thing to go along with them. Not just celery and carrots, but radishes, cucumbers, broccoli, cauliflower. They actually really do complement it and sort of cool things down. Plus, if you're having a party and you're making just a ton of wings, this just works perfectly for that. But yeah, if you just go to a restaurant or you make wings for yourself, a good side is onion rings, because if you're using your hands, they're already greasy. Why use a fork and knife? Apparently corn is a popular thing with wings, I guess in the South maybe, because not with me. And I think they're trying to mix it up here. They're like, was it mac and cheese, which I don't think goes with wings at all. But again, maybe it's a Southern thing. More salads. Salads is good, but I mean, you don't have to go overboard there. I mean, technically, you got a salad with your celery and with your carrots. Um, Cornbread. I love cornbread just alone. Some sort of coleslaw, which is not a bad thing, actually. Coleslaw is good with these sorts of foods, whether it be with wings or with ribs. Coleslaw just fits perfectly with them. And then, obviously, the standard staple, which is French fries. And those work really well when it comes to wings. Tactics says a big salad. Jada says agreed. Agreed. Will fries? Oh, agreed. Will. God damn it! Use a goddamn fucking comma. Agreed. Will. Fries are the unhealthy option, but I enjoy salad with mine as well. Well, why not have both? I mean, I like the refreshing nature of a salad, and it does parse the meal quite well. So you eat some meat, parse it with some vegetables. A few mouthfuls of a salad. Go back to the meat, switch to another appetizer. Yeah, it's a cleanser, it's a refreshener, and it combines really well with actual flavors as well. So, with the different meals, or dishes, I should say, in that meal. So, yeah, of course, it's somewhat unhealthy, Jade is, but again, if you're like Costanza who's making everything in his air fryer now, then it's a little bit healthier, I guess. But it's just a traditional staple. It's something that just naturally goes with chicken wings. Apparently, Jadiz is driving, so you should not be texting if you're driving. We don't want you to get in trouble. You're already driving while back. Let's remember that. All right, so tell me what you think about your preference when it comes to sides. Again, like I said, when it comes to chicken wings, really. I like a salad, a green salad. Sometimes I like French fries with it, but usually I'm cool with some carrots and celery. But hey, sky's the limit. You can do just about anything. And, for example, the Asians, they'll make chicken wings and such, but, they'll pair it with pasta, for example. They'll pair it with rice. So there's quite a few things that you can pair these things up with. So let's see here. Let's get back to a nice, beautiful photo of wings. Make you guys even more hungry and make me drool even more. But let's talk a bit about some of the flavors that are out there that I've seen. And, there's both dry and wet rub, which I love because both are great for me. I really do love a dry rub. If made right, as I said earlier, you will still get some very juicy, fall off the bone chicken. But it's got a nice crispy outside. The skin is perfectly done, and it's not overdone. And those, the dry rub flavors just really come out. So just going to a few places here. So smoky mesquite, smoky pineapple curry, spicy barbecue, which is hot and barbecue. So that's the one that I believe Jadiz was talking about earlier. So yeah, that's what they call here, spicy barbecue. Spicy Caesar, which is hot and creamy Caesar parm. See, I just don't like, to dip in for blue cheese, okay. But the primary sauce is, buffalo. But I'm just not a fan of creamy wings. I'm not. Spicy gun, hot barbecue, dry jerk. Spicy maple, spicy pineapple curry, sweet and spicy Thai, teriyaki, which apparently is a common thing as well. There's buttermilk dill. Obviously salt and pepper, salt and vinegar, lemon pepper, zesty lemon, Parmesan garlic, and even with wet rubs, you've got a combination between, say, hot sauce and blue cheese, or hot sauce and buttermilk dill. Dill I've noticed that up here in Canada, there's quite a few places that actually have dill dipping sauce for for their wings, and I believe St. Louis or St. Louis. I think they call it St. Louis up here. I know you guys call it different, but um, yeah, they're known for their dill sauce. So apparently that's something that's known and goes quite well depending on the type of flavoring that you have on the wing. But a dill is just refreshing. I love dill, the plant on its own, but a creamy dill really is just refreshing. So if you're having, and I actually enjoy that more than I do ranch. Ranch to me is a little too artificial, I guess. So I got another one. Tribunal King's now craving wings. Excellent. So I'm going to have to contact all these places you're going to order wings from and demand some sort of royalties. So let's see here. Let's go to another one. What was I saying? What was going on through the different types of sauces that you can have. And yeah, so St. Louis Bar and Grill up here. They're known for that. We have Buffalo Wild Wings in Canada, and that is an American brand that apparently is originated there. And the sauces that they have, from what I'm seeing, available in Canada: lemon pepper, original buffalo, Nashville hot, blazing Carolina Reaper, which sounds very nutty, and then salt and pepper. They have more? Oh, they do have more. Oh, okay. I thought that was missing. Kicking honey garlic, chipotle, barbecue, desert heat, buffalo, salt and vinegar, lemon pepper, mango habanero, which sounds good, Asian zing, Parmesan garlic, spicy garlic, honey barbecue, and yeah. That's just one place, but we have one called Wild Wing up here. So this is an actual Canadian company, and they've made themselves famous, I guess, for being in Canada. So if you check out their selection in regards to sauces, it's actually quite amazing. They've got, for example, spicy Garpar, which is Caesar plus hot plus Parmesan. Sweet Escape, honey garlic plus Caesar plus Parmesan. Canadian, which is maple. Caribbean jerk. Hot butter chicken. So now we're seeing, like, because of the widespread adoption of chicken wings and fusion flavoring, things like Caribbean jerk, teriyaki, wild Thai honey, Korean barbecue, these are all now sort of considered as perfectly normal. So what started off as one flavor, buffalo sauce, now has moved on to something of, a monstrosity almost, because you have so many different combinations. They got a great section here of dry rubs, dry dill pickle, dry ketchup, dry all dressed, dry spicy jerk. That's amazing. I'm skipping some stuff here because there's stuff. And I do love their Girls Gone Wild. So Blue-Eyed Blondes, the blue cheese. Whiskey Bar is Thai and ultimate barbecue. Country Girl is Thai and pineapple curry. What country is that? Sure not America or Canada. Daisy Duke, barbecue medium plus mango chipotle. Farmer's Daughter, barbecue plus medium plus dry jerk. So just, yeah, there's a lot of really good combinations here, and yeah, the names are also really cool too, quite unique. But yeah, they've got, oh my god, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different categories of sauces and dry rubs, and I could go on and on and on and on. They got a great selection of honey sauces, like honey garlic plus dill, Brown-Eyed Girl, which is honey garlic plus mystery, Texas honey garlic, and maple. Damn. So let me close out before my stomach collapses in on itself. But yeah, the combinations when it comes to sauces that you apply to your wings literally is endless. And, then you can combine it with some other dipping sauce, which is totally different, but yet it somehow complements that of the wing sauce. So let me get back to the chat here. Okay, so we've got Chad says, I won't eat wings again until I am back in Buffalo for a visit unless I make them myself. It's never the same as they are in the city. Yep. And to be quite honest, I'm getting tired of, you know, people claiming that they can, well, these restaurants, I should say, that they can make good wings and then they don't. Like, I can at least have the ability to keep the quality good if I make them myself. But, I find it quite often hit and miss at some places up here in Canada. If you ever do go out for wings, because, like you said, it's never, I don't think it's ever the same every time you visit, and that consistency would really go a long way to just make the experience more enjoyable. So the only way I can ensure that is if I make them myself. It's nice to go to a restaurant and have them make them right, but you're really tossing the dice there. So we got Leaping Lizard says, I never get fries or anything else with wings. The only side dish I get is more wings. That's never a bad problem either. I've done that before, where it's just like, what would you like as your side? Wings. More wings? Yes. Yes, I do. And like I said earlier, I can eat I think it was 1.5 kilogram of wings in one sitting, no problem. So sometimes I might need to take a short little break, loosen the belt. But that whole tray of wings is gone. And what's not hilarious, it's sad. But to put things into perspective is that, okay, for example, 1.8 kilograms worth of chicken. I think that's what it was. I saw it the other day. $12. Okay, you're getting probably close to 20 wings, maybe. And I mean, to get 8 wings, I think, from a local pizza shop, it's like $14, I think. It's like, it's not even fucking, and plus there's delivery and all that, and taxes, all that shit. So it's like I could get, 3 times the amount almost, or more, for less. And I get to control the quality of the product. So, yeah, I prefer to do it my way. And yeah, it's just nice sometimes where you don't have to, cook for yourself or others. But I've been burned too many times, and perhaps many of you too have been as well. And as such, you got to sort of draw the line like Chad did and decide when it is appropriate to actually have wings. We got Leaping Lizard says, I'll order a 10-piece fried of one flavor and another 10-piece grilled or a different flavor. Well, that is what I would do in your place as well. And in the past, I've done that before. They had deals on wings and stuff, so, you might as well switch it up. So I would take hot, obviously. Sometimes I actually would order, I wouldn't order any sauce or sauce on the side. So I'd order instead of on it, blue cheese on the side. And then apply my Momento de Muerte hot sauce on there once it got to my place from being delivered. And, just upgrade them substantially. So, that's one way of doing it, especially if you prefer a particular hot sauce. But yeah, if you're going to be ordering wings, especially, for example, you got a 3-hour pay-per-view. You're going to be in front of the TV drinking your beers and stuff for the next 3 hours. You're hungry, and you want to stay, satiated. So you order yourself, 20 wings, and half of them one flavor, half another. You're pleasing your palate, as you should. And yes, the different styles of flavor, as well as different methods of preparation. I think that also, again, complements and highlights the quality of this particular type of food. because you can vary it so dramatically that although it came from the same animal, it's basically the same thing, it's prepared so differently that the experience itself while eating it is, you know, quite different. Let's see here. So, Skype lines are open if anyone wishes to call in. Not sure what else I'm going to be covering when it comes to wings. I will say a few things actually about wings. Yes, I will. Apparently, I think it was Taco Bell. Yes, yes. It's Taco Bell who apparently started providing chicken wings at their restaurants. I know this because I saw a TikTok by Tommy NC 2010, and he talks about how great these wings are. And that's something I want to discuss with you guys, is how is it possible that you've got places like Taco Bell selling chicken wings? And, you know, excusing Tommy's ignorance and such, is how could they even think that that was a good idea? It has nothing to do with the Mexican cuisine that they sell. So why are they doing that? And there's many other places that seem to sell wings along with their other fares, and people wonder what's the point. So, yeah, it blows my mind sometimes to know. Even McDonald's at one point was serving chicken wings. And it makes me wonder who the hell is suggesting these ideas to them. You know, which marketing firm? Because it's clear that their forte is not in chicken wings, and they really shouldn't be wasting any time. But then you've got people like Tommy who will make a video on how good these chicken wings are, and it puts his mental state into question. So I do want to point that out. And in fact, maybe I can actually find, maybe he posted, I don't know. Did he? He did it on Instagram. I don't know if it'll let me play through the computer if I don't log in. Let's see. I do kind of think it's important to show this. And yeah, Skype lines remain open. No, I can't seem to get in. It wants me to log in. But yeah. Actually, maybe I can find it. I want to play at least the audio for you guys, because I find it hilarious. 5 wings for $6, says Festlove. I'll pass. Yes, as will I. It's such a ripoff sometimes. Some people, you know, overcharge way too much, and some people just are, you know, they're cool with it. That's what's crazy. So let's see if I can find this here. Come on. Honestly, quite surprised no one's calling in. I would have thought that you wanted to talk about a little bit of chicken wings, because after all, who hates chicken wings other than somebody who's mentally disturbed? So where is that? This guy makes too many videos, so it's going to be hard to find, but I saw that video made the other day there, Tommy. And there we go. Let's just pause it. No, I said pause. No, you don't want to do that?
That's the wrong place for potheads to go to grab something to eat. Because guess what we're doing today? We're going to try the wings. The delicious wings that Taco Bell is trying for a week. So we're going to go in here and we're going to try the wings here at Taco Bell.
You better not get me struck for using that music. Jesus Christ, Tommy.
Look at those babies. 5 babies. 5 chicken wings. You know what I'm saying? I got me the Diet Coke. And I'm going to tear into these suckers. Thank you. Top quality.
Top quality. From Taco Bell.
The juiciness, the crunch, a little crunch value, you know.
Crunch value.
No, I'm gonna say Taco Bell. That may be because maybe having scattering splatter. But let me tell you something. Get the wings as soon as possible because they're gonna be going away soon.
Thank God.
Representing that, you know what I'm saying? As always, folks, this has been my food review on TikTok here, keeping you on the inside fat. Subscribe, support, stay positive.
Oh my God. It's fucking, I mean, just so gross. So gross. His hands like covered with the powder. He's wearing his, well, whatever that toque is, or what you Americans call a beanie, with the goggles on it, and obviously a fedora. I wish I could play this on my computer, but it's not letting me log into Instagram. But top quality from Taco Bell. And yeah, Festov again, a great point. 5 wings for $6? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? You can find wings at some places for 50 cents a wing on some nights. 5 wings for $6. And he even shits on them while he's doing the review, where he's like, yeah, the butt squirting blurred or whatever the fuck it was, but like, these are great quality stuff, like top quality. And he's wearing all these rings, getting dirty and greasy. It's just, stop, man. And another thing is that it's from Taco Bell. That's just low quality, bad stuff. And it's fried. And you could make this yourself. You could actually go to a better restaurant and actually get better quality stuff. But, it's ridiculous. And this is probably why places like Taco Bell have somehow decided that they were going to start selling this stuff. Because they looked at a portion of their demographic, which included Tommy, and said, yeah, there's going to be people out there that will make videos about this stuff that will think it's literally the best thing since sliced bread. It's a little sad, if you ask me. But it needs to be highlighted because somebody needs to teach this man how to cleanse his palate of bad garbage and at least perhaps try new things. So, gross. Very gross. Back to the chat here. Jadis says, I'm not surprised he wanted to try those things. Maybe the commercial is really good. I mean, he did pass by the old Taco Bell and he took that old sign. And he seems to like that brand. Derailed News and Podcast in the chat says, Tommy always calls things he tries top quality. He's never done an honest review. That's true. Or maybe it's just because he doesn't have any other words in his vocabulary. Remember, I sent him a care package, and he was, it looked like he was enjoying his stuff, but he was calling everything top quality. Oh, this is top quality this. This is top quality that. So, I mean, it's obviously he is kind of limited with his vocabulary and stuff, but he's also going to call. There's been so many examples. Okay, well, there's been wrestling pay-per-view events where he said that was a great pay-per-view, and everyone was like, "What the hell are you talking about?" Or it could have been food, could have been a movie even, but his rating systems are somewhat, retarded. Is that the best word to use here? So, yeah, there we go. There's a little bit on chicken wings. I'm going to stay on a little bit longer. I was hoping maybe we get some calls from people, perhaps to share their opinion on this quite popular topic, because I know that a lot of people like chicken wings, and I know a lot of people that are very specific as how they want their chicken wings. You just can't expect, some frozen wings that were then, fried and served to you. There's more to it. And, if you really enjoy these things, as many of us do, this is a sort of topic of some massive theological debate. me just check the chat again and again. But yeah, my lemon pepper wing recipe, that's quickly becoming my favorite wing recipe. It's surpassing the other ones I've made and so forth. And it just, I don't know what it is. It just really, I'm getting, I don't know. It's just, it's really enjoyable. What else can I say? I mean, I guess I got the hang of it, of how to make them exactly the way I want them, and got the timing right. And, I like to bake them, at least the lemon pepper ones. And each oven is different. And even, electric ovens, they're all different from each other. And obviously, gas ovens are different from electric ovens. So to be able to get the right timing, the right temperature level, understanding how your oven works and stuff, that's key in my opinion when it comes to baking, to understand what you can do when it comes to your wings. So we got 15 watching right now. We had about 20 a little while ago. Maybe people are just getting too hungry and they just got to rush off to go eat. But yeah, I guess we're not going to be taking any calls. So we'll hang on a little bit longer. Perhaps somebody will. See if there's any final comments in the chat. And what else was I going to say? I was going to say something else about the community. But we had Drew and Ken celebrate their 200th episodes, respectively. And it was a very good weekend. There's a lot of stuff that went on. Friday Night Fire was a good one. It wasn't as long as usual, but it was actually quite funny, quite good. A lot of good spots in there. And that day I actually did a 7-hour drama diner, which I thought was quite good as well. But I'm back on the main channel now, thankfully. We won't be talking anything that'll get us locked up again. I've ruined my lesson, YouTube. I'm going to have to do other things. I'm going to hire Bullfrog to visit you. We know how he gets with authorities. But yeah, I had a good time today talking about one of my favorite foods. Hope you guys did too. And who knows, maybe we can talk wings some more in the future. Because maybe you'll bring me a recipe of what you use, or have a suggestion on how to adjust my recipes. So yeah, another episode of Too Many Chefs in the Bag. So on that note, I am Devious Dave Rose. I want to thank each and every single one of you for showing up today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and we shall see you next time.